Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more intense, real-life stories that hit hard and stay with you. I never planned to run into him that night. Not Daniel, my husband. My plan had been simple, secretive, and shameful. A quiet glass of wine, a hotel room booked under a fake name, and a man I convinced myself could make me feel alive again. But as I stood outside that door, hand shaking over the handle, I heard it. My name. Rachel Starr. It wasn't loud, not angry, just quiet, weary. I turned. There he was, Daniel, standing in the dim hallway of the hotel, still wearing the same gray coat he had left home in that morning. His eyes weren't blazing with fury. They were hollow, heavy with exhaustion, the kind that sinks into your bones. For a moment, everything else disappeared. The carpet beneath our feet, the flickering exit sign, the hum of the elevator. Only him, only me, and the unbearable silence stretched between us. "How did you—" I started, voice breaking before I could finish. He didn't answer immediately. He just looked at me. And in that look was every quiet fight we'd ever had. Every time we'd turn away instead of facing each other. Every moment I'd chosen distance over truth. "I tracked your phone," he said at last, voice low and trembling. I didn't want to believe him. God, I hoped I was wrong. Shame doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in heavy and icy. My knees weakened. I wanted to run, to explain, to undo it all. But he just stood there, waiting for me to admit what he already knew. I could have lied. I could have said it was all a mistake. But the truth thudded too loudly in my chest to ignore. I wasn't going to do it. I whispered. I just wanted to feel something again. His face didn't change. "So, you came here to find it?" The words sliced at me like broken glass. I'd never seen him look at me like that. Not angry, but broken-hearted in a way that almost seemed calm. I'd thought he hadn't noticed me drifting away over the past months. Our silent dinners, the polite smiles, my excuses about late nights at work. But he had. He'd seen everything. He stepped closer slowly. "Tell me," he said softly, "was it worth it?" I wanted to scream that it wasn't, that it never could be, that what I had really wanted wasn't someone else. It was him, the man who used to look at me with warmth, not the distant, practical way we had become. But I couldn't speak. I just shook my head, tears blurring my vision. He glanced at the closed door beside me, then back at me. Is he inside? I hesitated. That pause said everything. He let out a small, broken laugh. "You know," he said, "I left work early tonight. I was going to take you to dinner. Thought maybe we could try again." His voice cracked on that last word. And suddenly I understood. I hadn't just destroyed trust. I'd severed the fragile, fading thread that kept us connected. I reached for him, but he stepped back. His hand slid into his pocket, and for a moment I thought he would hand me his wedding ring. Instead, he pulled out my phone. "You left this in the car," he said quietly. I saw the messages. No shouting, no scene, just silence. Heavy, suffocating. He turned toward the elevator. "You wanted to feel something again," he said, not looking back. "I hope you do." And then he left. My husband, my forever, disappearing down the hall as the elevator doors closed with a soft chime. The hallway felt suddenly colder. I stood there, staring at the carpet, numb, wishing it would swallow me whole. I could still smell him, clean, familiar, safe. I hadn't realized until that moment how much comfort that scent had always given me. My phone gone. The man waiting behind the door of room 214 had no idea what just happened. I didn't care. I walked past the door, no knock, no glance back, down the corridor, down the stairs, and out into the rain. Streetlights shimmered through the wet haze. I couldn't tell if the moisture on my face was from the storm or my own tears. I just kept moving until I reached the car. The passenger door was ajar. He must have searched it when he retrieved my phone. My lipstick rested on the dashboard next to a folded napkin from the diner we used to visit every Saturday morning. He'd kept it all this time. I had forgotten it existed. I slid into the driver's seat, gripping the wheel tightly. My reflection in the rear-view mirror looked unfamiliar. Hair perfect, makeup untouched, but eyes hollow. I had been chasing thrill, distraction. What I really craved was peace. The quiet kind, the kind that used to fill our home, before words became weapons and silence turned into our shield. That night, I didn't return. I checked into another hotel, one with no memories lurking in its corners, sitting in darkness and replaying our marriage like a film I couldn't pause. The little things came first. Notes on the fridge, the way he listened when I rambled, his laughter echoing through the kitchen. Somewhere along the way, I'd mistaken stability for boredom. I told myself he stopped caring, but maybe it was me. Morning came. Sunlight slipped between the curtains, gentle but merciless. My phone remained gone. No calls, no messages, no one looking for me. I realized then he wasn't coming this time. 3 days passed before I returned home. His shoes were gone from the doorway. The chipped mug he loved was missing. On the dining table, an envelope with my name. Inside, a single page. I won't make you choose between guilt and freedom. You've already chosen. Take what you need. I'll handle the rest. I read it over and over. No anger, no accusation. Just quiet acceptance from someone who had already mourned what was lost. Weeks passed. People asked what happened. I said we drifted apart. Easier than confessing the truth. Easier than admitting I broke something beyond repair. Easier than admitting I had stood at the edge of a mistake. And stepped forward anyway. Sometimes at night, my hand still reaches for him. I think about that hallway, his voice saying my name. I remember that love doesn't end with yelling. It ends quietly when you stop choosing each other. I never saw the man from room 214 again. I ignored his messages, blocked his number. It was never about him. It was about the woman I almost became, the one I no longer recognized. Months later, I saw Daniel in the grocery store. Lighter somehow. At ease. No resentment, just distance. A polite smile, the one reserved for someone who once meant everything. And then I understood. I wasn't punished for cheating. I was punished by losing the one person who still believed in me after everything. I walked past him, wanted to say something, anything, but there was nothing left. Some stories don't end with words or closure. They end in silence.